Today we are going to make this motion activated lights for my kitchen. Let's see how. I recently bought this Pierre modules from Amazon, and I bought 2 of these just in case I burn out one of these, I can still use the other. So this comes in a very nice packing, and as you can see the quality also looks quite good. This has few output pins, few sensitivity change potentiometers, etc. And first what I did was I soldered 3 wires to this PIR module so that it will be easy for me to test or even to make a permanent circuit connection. And to know which pin points to what, you can just remove the top cover. So here you can see that it's marked like VCC, the output and the ground. So I'll put this cover back. So this is the circuit we are going to build today. As you can see, this is a PIR sensor with 3 output pins, and the ground pin is directly connected to the ground of the power supply. Here we are using a 12 volt power supply from any regular 12 volts adapter, and the VCC I am dropping it to 5 volts using the 7805, and there's a relay which is powered directly from 12 volts, and I'm using a BC547 transistor to power it, but you can use any other transistor like BC548, 139, etc. And the transistor is being driven by an LED connected from the output pin of PIR. So you can also use a resistor in place of this LED, but I use LED so that it will also indicate when the relay is on. The voltage is dropped here using 7805, and the PIR sensor is set to operate at 12 volts as well, but I didn't want to take a chance and I just added a 7805. For the adapter, I'm using a 12 volts 1 amp adapter here. I won't be using this as it is. I'll be removing the circuit and utilizing that. So now let's start building the circuit. Initially, I tested the circuit with just an LED and without the relay or transistor, and I see that it worked as expected. When I was moving at a distance of about half a meter to 1 meter, I see that the LED was turning on, and when I stopped without moving, it turned off. Once the circuit is built, I tested it one last time before soldering it. I'm using this 12 volts 1 amp adapter to power this circuit. I'll remove the case and use only the circuit to save some space. For the cabinet for this circuit, I have cut this plastic box in a shape such that it will match the design, and here as you can see there's a small space where I can put the PIR sensor in. Like this, and this is slightly inclined towards down so that when the circuit is fit on the top near the tube light or the fan, then this can be pointed directly onto the floor at an angle of 45 degrees such that it will cover most of the room. Now I'll start soldering all the components onto the PCB. I also made connections to the relay such that there will be one wire coming from the main supply to the relay and one wire going as output from the circuit to the light or the fan or whichever device which we want to operate. I made sure that the power supply is connected to the input wire that is coming directly from the mains such that the circuit is always kept active and the power supply is always on. Next, I fixed all the components into this plastic casing using some hot glue. So here I have fixed all the components to the case, and as you can see there are two wires coming out of this box. One is the input and other is the output. I'll mark the input wire with a small tape just to be sure that I make the connections properly when I'm fixing it on the wall. I have fixed our motion sensor device on the wall just below the light using two screws, and have also given the connections to the light from the main supply. Now let's test and see if it works. As you can see, the light switches on as soon as I enter the room. The light automatically switches off after 5 minutes if no motion is detected. The on time and the distance of sensitivity can be controlled by the two potentiometers on the PIR module. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, you might like some of my other videos too. Please check them out at Electronics Made Easy KHADER. Till then, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.